So I saw this video from Tyler the Creator, and it was him in a big group. It was like they're riding bikes and they're in this big group. And he was talking about this thing that he had seen on, I guess, TV. It was about kind of something that he had thought about, an observation about a dog. And it was kind of about, how racism can be like kind of taught and picked up. And that's kind of what it's going to be sometimes. And he gave this great breakdown of it. But a lot of the people in there, they didn't really react. They didn't give him anything. And it was kind of like a little awkward, And you see that, but you see the fact that he actually had a great insight into that. And, a lot of the comments were talking about it, like, it's just like, it is what it is. That's how it is sometimes. But for me, it was like seeing Tyler, the Creator, even he is going to have that happen to him sometimes. And I think, how many times do we as Christians sometimes, or we as people in general that are trying to grow as best as we possibly can, do we face this time where we are growing, we're learning things, and you want to share it, but it's just not going to hit as hard for other people, or people just aren't going to listen necessarily. They might be like sitting there with you, but they're not necessarily going to listen all the time. They're not going to be trying to hear, trying to understand. Not necessarily saying that they have to understand it right away, but asking questions like, hey, like, let's go deeper on this. This is very interesting and stuff like that. So, what it made me think about is the fact that, for all of us, it's okay not to be understood. We don't need to be understood, but what we do need to be is faithful and just continue to grow. Because I think a lot of times when we're wanting that, when we're wanting somebody else to go over here and go back and forth with us, it becomes something where it gets very hard when we don't get that. But that also blocks us from being able to really see and understand them, because we're like, hey, I want to be seen and understood, but it's going to be hard for me to see and understand you if you don't see and understand me first. But once we take off the need to be seen and understood, then we can just go and see and understand people and really help them in their situations. I read a book a long time ago called Communication. He talked about how a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are dealing with struggle, and they're carrying stuff and pain and suffering. And the only way that we're going to be able to get to them is if we are able to see them, understand them, and talk to them with love and compassion. But once you feel like you need to be seen and you need to be heard and we have all these needs, it takes away from that, because we get a little bitter, we get a little bit sad, we get a little bit like, damn, like, why can't you just listen, man? You know what I'm saying? But I've really realized that once I just start to put that aside, put any need on my end, and one of the things I've been saying is I expect nothing. I don't expect nothing from anybody I talk to. They don't need to listen to me. They don't need to care about me. They don't need to do anything. But once we start going out there and giving it to other people, just saying, hey, I want to see this person, I want to be there with this person, and I want to give them the opportunity to share anything that they're dealing with, to share. And we can talk about their pains and sufferings, or the best things about their life and anything like that. I think that's the best way to communicate from, because then all of a sudden, it actually gives you the opportunity to be able to share some of the stuff that you're learning if it connects with where they are at. But we got to meet them first with where they are at. And I think that's the best thing ever, man, because like, it gives you the opportunity to just be like, hey, where is this person? Maybe I have something that I've learned recently that might be able to help this person. But I'm not just going to straight up throw something at them. If I feel like, hey, this might actually help this person, I can, but trying to see where they are at and going deeper with them. And all we have to do to be able to do that is say, hey, where are they at? What can I ask them to help go deeper? What is this thing that it seems like they're dealing with? What is this thing that they're very excited about? And you go deeper with that, and you're able to add more and more onto that. And to be that person that's going to be there, that could have been there with Tyler, the Creator, to be able to say, like, hey, you could add on to what he's saying and make it even better. And that's what we talked about in that book, too. We got to be able to not just, like, go along with what somebody is saying, but to be able to amplify it, to make it the best it possibly can. And those are the people that we love to be around with. So I hope that you're able to be there today, man, because it's going to really help you take the pressure off yourself of needing anybody to hear you or see you, but also help you improve people in your life's life. You can go over there and you stop needing to be seen, and you start being able to put it on them. And it's the best thing ever, because it just takes the pressure off, and it also just makes you be able to really help somebody in their situation. To know that they are probably struggling with stuff. Every single person in your life is struggling with stuff. But can you go out there and find out what it is that they are dealing with and be able to spread the light of Christ through that? I hope that you can. I hope you're doing amazing today. If you guys want to talk about anything in the comments, let me know down in the comments below. Love you guys. Peace.